Hello, it's Monday night and I'm streaming. I know during the course of the summer I missed several times in a row, but it's nice to be back a bit more regularly now. So yeah, I'm going to be working on, I know it's not the best 3D modeling software, but it's kind of simple and it's going to do exactly what I need it to do. So don't judge me. I don't know if we're going to be able to top Geek Squadron's Timothy Zahn story from last week, but let's see what we can do. So in chapter 22 we find out that R2 has this collar on that stops him escaping. Obviously I don't have a 3D model for that, but by the end of the stream that will be changed. I'm about to make millions or even billions of credits in a single day. Well, Berserker Thrawn, I wish you luck with that. And if you're successful, please do share how you did it. Because I think quite a few of us would like to know. So this is not the R2 model that I use for Ice of the Empire, but I just needed something more or less the right shape to build the collar around to make sure it actually fits. Now I'm just going to have a quick drink of water and then we'll get started. Right, yeah, so control collar to keep him in place. We're going to open lemonade stands on every single desert planet, and the planet must have, I think, 100 degrees on the desert planet. Fresh, ice cold lemonade with ice cubes. That's a good plan. Right, so let's start with that. Nope. Almost kind of got what I want, but there's a few more details that I need to add first. So I can bring that down. Just making parts of the collar that will need to extend past the legs. Have you ever read any of the Thrawn novels? Um, yes. I've read. The only one I haven't read. Oh, I got that wrong. The only one I haven't read yet is the third Ascendancy book. I've just started listening to the audiobook of it, but I haven't. Obviously, I'm not very far with it. But every other Thrawn book I have read. LPS, Murder Mystery, that answers your question. And Floopy, hello and welcome. I am building a Droid control collar. For some reason, the lines are not showing up. I'm just going to make this interesting. Captain Spire, that's very kind of you with your super chat support. Thank you for your hard work. Hope folks are tossing you some support and some recognition. Some very kind words there. And I've had a lot of support from all of you guys ever since I got started. I mean, I think I've told the story before, but I originally made Chapter 1 just a little test project. I only continued with it beyond that because of everything that all the support and requests for more that came afterwards, because I did not actually intend to make more than that, so wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for you guys. So I do appreciate all the support and encouragement, every view, every comment, like, share, all of that stuff that I've received over the last few years, ever since starting with Chapter 1. It's certainly changed a lot of things, and really is quite hard to describe just exactly how much that all means to me. Now this might not be exactly the right size, but I need to start somewhere. Floopy, hello, thank you. Yeah, my birthday is tomorrow. Look, technically it is past midnight here, so I guess you could say I'm starting my birthday here with you guys. And it seems like a good way to start my birthday. Let's see if the idea of this is it's going to go about here. So obviously I've made these bits too small. we'll adjust those. Yeah, Captain Spire, I do appreciate all the support that I've received, especially support like that you just gave me there. So thank you. Right, let's see if this does the trick. Yes, it does. Now, I've got a rough idea of how I want it to look, but then there's of course the reality of actually making it so it works with the droid model. Even though this isn't actually the exact R2 model I use for Heir to the Empire, I needed something to use for reference, and this seemed like it was good enough. There we go. That is the basic shape. I think maybe that a little bit wider. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I had a quiet one, but it was nice. Did meet some friends up in a park for a little get together. It's been a while since I've seen them, and so that was nice to change that. Right. Almost got it. Ah, here we go. Missed these bits here. And underneath. Yeah, I missed all the ones underneath. We don't have to talk about just Star Wars here. We can talk about any TV show. So I've heard many good things about Community, although I have not actually seen it myself. Still not quite where I need it to be. Let's try this. I take it Community has not been having any new episodes for quite some time from the way you said that. Would that be a fair assessment? Well, actually, what is it actually about? Because all I know is the show ended in okay, so it's kind of a revival. But yeah, I don't know anything about the show, so what is it about? I never got into The Office either. I tried the British version, and I'm not a fan of Ricky Gervais. And um, I tried the American version, but I just couldn't. There's so much of it now as well. I just couldn't get into it, which I'm sure is blasphemy to some people. Uh, First pick my all-time favourite show, watching it be Family Guy. Grew up watching it. Fair enough. Community is about 7 people who go to Greendale Community College and form a study group. I know that sounds dumb, but it's the funniest and most clever thing you'll ever watch. Okay, curious. Is it on any streaming platforms? Like Netflix or Prime or Disney Plus? It's on Netflix, HBO, and I think Peacock now. Well, I have Netflix. I don't have HBO or Peacock. In fact, I'm not even sure Peacock exists in the UK. But I shall investigate. As, not just you, but I've heard quite a few people have good things to say about the show, so I'll give it a try. I'm going to lift this up so I can see it properly without R2 being in the way. Now I've split this into, got the whole one there, and I've split it in half with the idea that it is the colony's open so that R2 can be freed. I think this should work. I may need to adjust these bits. But, we'll come to that. I have watched Andor. Have you watched it? I don't want to give any spoilers out. It's okay. I won't give any plot details or any spoilers. If you liked Rogue One, and I'm not just saying this because of Cassian Andor, you're probably going to enjoy Andor. It's slower than Rogue One because obviously the story spread out over 12 episodes instead of 1 2 hour long movie. But it's kind of got the same grit. In fact, it's probably got a bit more grit to it than Rogue One. People said it's kind of a very a very grown up Star Wars, and I would have to agree with that assessment. It's not really aimed for children. And that's probably a good thing. I think they're exploring the idea that you don't have to make Star Wars for one audience. There's different audiences out there. But what stars are they aimed for children when a guy got his cut in half and a guy got his head cut off? Well, like I said, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but just the first few minutes will give you an idea. Of what I mean by it's not for kids. I didn't select all the edges I needed to select properly, so we're doing this again. I got a little tool that automatically makes round edges. Did you see a picture of a Starkiller reference from the Force Unleashed game? Yep. That's all I'm going to say about that. Actually, I will say a bit more about it. It's kind of similar to... which chapter was it? Chapter 6 and 7? I don't know my own project anymore. Where I put some Nazi Old Republic references in a scene. They did something similar, but it was Starkiller. Yeah, there's lots of other Easter eggs in that scene too. And I did rather enjoy those Easter eggs and their appearance. I can't lie about that. Alright, so I've got the smooth edges here. Now I've got to put them on the other side. So just deselect the ones I don't want to have smooth edges. Almost there. That should do the trick. Smooth this one. There we go. Alright, so we are going to explode that, which means they were in a group. I don't want them to be in a group anymore. It just makes it easier to edit without selecting bits of R2, but since R2 is not there anymore. We need an edge there, and we need an edge here. That should do the trick. Does anyone want to know what Anakin Skywalker's most hated food is? Go on, tell us. Hoppy, hello. It's going to be really hard to top that story we had from Geek Squadron last week, isn't it? Sandwiches. Should have seen that coming. JT Crusader, hello and welcome. No one asked you floppy sad noises. Right, so that's how the collar looks when you put it together. Obviously it's not textured yet. Let's bring it down. think it would go about here. So obviously it needs to solid right there. Yep. Okay, so I might need to have some kind of piece that extends up the top, because obviously this collar to control the droids needs to cover up all of his utility hatches to make sure whichever droid is trapped inside cannot escape by opening the hatches and start tinkering with whatever locking mechanisms this thing has. So let's have a look, shall we? I think this should be doing the trick. Yeah. Obviously that's a bit rough, but we'll refine it in a minute. I need to do one for the other side. Let's extend it up a bit higher than that. There we go. Just kind of a little thing to stop his hatches from opening, so he can't, cut his way out or hack into it or anything else. Because it'd be a useless collar to control collar if the droid inside it could escape so easily. So obviously we need to round those edges. It's not liking something. Maybe it's not liking this new line there. Yeah, that looks like that was the problem. So we rounded those ones out. Need a line here. Speaking of TV shows and movies, for some reason, I cannot offer an explanation. It's just something I started doing. I started watching through all the Tremors films and the TV show. I'd seen the original film a long time ago, but now there's 7 films and a cancelled TV show. I finished the TV show yesterday. I have no idea how to describe that one. But I just watched Tremors 4 earlier, and that was quite entertaining. Oh, but yeah, exactly, a big restraining bolt. Right, let's move this down. That looks about right. What did you say the show was called? Tremors. As in earthquake. It's one of those shows where it probably should not have been made. It was terrible, but in a way that was kind of entertaining. It's a comedy. Yeah, exactly. Graboids. I don't know why I started watching it, I just did. Dealing with Tremors, all of them, it's Graboids, or to forget the damn name, you're just going to be sorry if you don't name it. Is it bad in a funny way? I would have to say yes. So the first film is really good, and it kind of goes downhill from there. Though I really enjoyed the 4th film. It kind of felt like it was a bit closer to the original in a way, without going off into some of the wild places that the other two in between had done, or the TV show. The one with the RC bombs. The 4th one is the one set 100 years in the past. Oh, I missed the 4th. I looked online afterwards, and apparently the reception to it was mixed, but I thought it kind of went back to its roots a little bit, in a way, I guess because they watched some of the Halloween. Halloween's a good choice for it. And now I'm kicking myself for not saving the 4th one for Halloween. Well, I guess there's no reason I can't watch it again. The gun guy was way funny. Yeah, Bert. He's in all of the films and the TV show. Although in the one that's 100 years ago, he's playing on his own. He's playing his own ancestor. He's obviously not the same character there. Yeah, that's true. 30 years. The first film it holds up really well because it's all practical effects, practical creature effects. As Blake said, I dislike the fifth one in 6-1 Rise too much on CGI. 1, 2, and 3 and 4 I like because he's the big props. Exactly. That's one of the reasons I liked 4 is it had very little CGI in it at all. It's all again, they kind of went back to practical creature effects, which I do enjoy more than the CGI, because there are some CGI effects in 2 and 3 which have dated quite badly. It was easy to become a fan favourite. I like the first one with the gun on the wall and the shootout Bert and Heather and the graboid. That was fun. It's a good moment. Even though I haven't seen any of it, it's kind of giving me Jurassic Park vibes. It's funny you say that. The there's the actress that plays Lex in Jurassic Park is in the first and third movies. I suspect the third movie is one of the reasons she gave up acting. It's not like they gave her a lot of good material to work with in that particular one. When they made number 2, the streak has never got a name in it. The special effects team are calling that, so the name's stuck. It's kind of funny how the effects team can sometimes be the one that comes up with the name for what they're doing instead of, nothing actually in the script. Oops. Excuse me. Just creating a button here. Make group. Okay. Hoppy, walk with that rhythm. Yep. they're very similar to the sandworms of Dune. Don't know if you can see what I'm doing now. I'm selecting let's go with red for the button. And we want grey for this bit. Nope. We want grey for this bit. The inside. I think for that as well. And then for the control panel, let's give a darker grey. Excuse me. Let's have the darker grey on the inside. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay, I think that works. Now we need to do the same for this one. It's a very primitive model. Do those clamps stop R2 from flying? Yeah, because they will cover up his jets on his legs. So they should keep him from flying. Let's put that together and bring it down. So it should go on him around about there. So this will keep his jets blocked, and it's going to cover all of his hatches. Actually, you know what? Let's make it come down a little bit more. Nope. I can't see inside the model. Right, well, that should cover up most of his tricks there, and his little door hatches on here and here. So let's take those back up so I can make sure that they're the same size. There we go. You should try spinning. That's a good trick. You could try and spin it off. Actually, what I'm going to do is create another button. Give it a different colour. So I've got two different buttons to put on the control panel. And yeah, okay. Happy with that. Let me save it. I did think about putting a keypad in, but I feel like that was a bit excessive. Alright guys, I've got to go to make breakfast. Dinner, pancakes with chocolate chips. May the force be with you. That sounds really good. Thank you for coming, Berserker. Enjoy those pancakes, and see you next time. Now this is a fairly primitive 3D object I've just made. But on the other hand, I don't think it needs to be more complicated than this. It's a fairly straightforward device. So I think that's done. And it took an hour, which is my usual length of streaming time. So I think I'm going to call it a night there. So thank you all for coming. I know this is not exactly the most exciting object to have worked on, but it's an essential part of the story. And even though it's only going to be shown very briefly, it still needs to be in there. Like a boot for a car, yes. Exactly. Boots for cars, not the most exciting objects, but very useful for putting your stuff in when you're driving around. So yeah, I think I will go to bed now. Well, save this and tinker around with it a little bit more, you know, get it into iClone, or maybe I'll do that tomorrow. It's getting late. I don't know. But yeah, yeah, I think I'll end the stream there. So I'll see you all next time. Hopefully have something a bit more exciting to show off then. So may the swarm be with you all. And yeah, see you next time. Have a good night.